What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's I, Octagon Jordan. We are back. I know I've had a little hiatus. I apologize. I had my first daughter, so it's been a stressful week, but we're putting that behind us. We are here to dive into UFC 327. Jiri Prochazka, the ninja rock climber himself, going up against Black Jag, Mr. No Personality, Carlos Ulberg. We're in for a treat. This card is absolutely stacked. Joshua Van on the card, Tatsuro Taira on the card. We got Curtis Blades on the card, and a million other notable names. Before we get into that, the only way Okjay knows how, and I'm sneaking this video in. I got my daughter over here. She's a week old. She's out cold, so I don't know if noises wake her up or how these newborns work. But we're celebrating. Everybody get a drink, get a smoke, whatever you do. We're going to dive into this card. Is this a good card? Is UFC finally taking something out of their bag and pulling their nuts out on the table? A lot of people had a lot of things to say about Gaethje Patty, about Volk Lopez. They weren't the deepest cards. Lopez didn't deserve it. I understand that. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira pay-per-view. Oh, do not get me fucking started. Great main event, awful pay-per-view. The fight night card right after it, truly amazing. What was that fight night card right after it? Trying to remember. Houston, or what was the fight night card right after the BMF? 326. This card, I think it was Emmett Vallejos. This was incredible. So we've had a couple poopy pay-per-views. There hasn't been a truly pay-per-view level card yet this year. Gaethje Patty was probably the best one. Sugar Sean on the card. We did have a couple fights fall off of that card. This card was good. This was right after the pay-per-view. Vitor Petrino, Asplund in a war. Elijah Smith, a prospect, getting a big finish. Sosa versus Balaji Oki with a stiff as a board, toes curling KO. Brad Tavares, Eric Anders in an unexpected war. Woo! So then 326. Main event ended up being a snoozer. Fight of the year? Not really. Kyle Bohalio, Rainier de Ritter, sucked. Needed to be 5 rounds. The way these guys tactically match up, the different techniques and strategies, this is not going to be a brawl, a Mason Jones type fight. This needed to be a 5-rounder. It wasn't. No. Rob Font, Raul Rosas, that absolutely sucked. Did not deserve to be on a pay-per-view whatsoever. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, only good fight. Gregory Rodriguez got a KO in 1 minute. So it's just been lackluster, but UFC 327 is here to save the fucking day. I'm happy to be back. Hiatus over. We're celebrating. I have a daughter. We're getting after it. Let's go. Nah. For some reason, they have this locked up at the liquor store, but not the Hendrix, not the Angels Envy, not the Pappy Van Winkles, but this $30 bottle they had locked up. Weird. Let's look at this card. Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg, Black Jag. We know what Jiri Prochazka brings to the table. Every fight this man has is absolutely epic. He does not care about his safety. He does not care about his opponent. He does not care about anything. His well-being, self-perseverance. Doesn't care about anything. He wants to win. Let's go for that. This crazy guy from my village, I take him to the hotel room and I showed him something. This crazy guy, I showed him something. This dude's a psychopath. Every exciting fighter gets compared to Jiri Prochazka. Mason Jones, MMA Guru was saying was a lightweight Jiri Prochazka. Manuel Torres, lightweight Jiri Prochazka. Gregory Rodriguez, Jiri Prochazka. Guys that do not care about defense, do not care about self-preservation. Jesus Christ. Okjay's a little rusty, ain't he? I'm back, baby. Carlos Ulberg has no personality whatsoever. None. He gets KOs when he's going up against Dominic Reyes, who has no chin. Alonzo Menafield, who's going to run right at him. And Jiri could have knocked out Alonzo Menafield. Weston Wilson could have knocked out Alonzo Menafield. Anybody could have knocked out Aljamain Sterling. Come on, this is what we're talking here. Now, Ulberg's got power. He's more technique. You know, City Kickboxing, Adesanya, Eugene Behrman, Volkanovski, Kai Kara France. These guys are more technique driven. You know what I mean? They're not going to go out there and get crazy unless you're Dan Hooker. Might be gay. Be surprised if he has a crush on Ulberg. A lot of people do, mainly women, but yeah, Dan Hooker could be trying to flick the bean with Ulberg. Ulberg's very fast. He's agile. He's athletic. He's light on his feet. But we did see in his UFC debut, Kennedy Nzechukwu was able to KO him. Kennedy Nzechukwu is not the most flight of foot. Kennedy Nzechukwu is up at heavyweight and losing. Just slow, sloppy, fat heavyweights. And he had more cardio than Carlos Ulberg. He had more grit than Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, that was 5-6 years ago. Ulberg's debut. Okay. Going on to scrape decisions from Jan Blachowicz, Volkan Oezdemir, using his, flight of foot, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type style, the Ian Gary, Jeff Neal style, the MVP Sam Patterson style. Is that going to work against a marauder, someone who doesn't give a fucking bullocks like Jiri Prochazka? That's the question here. Volkan Oezdemir is not a marauder. He's not a guy who doesn't care about his self-perseverance. He's not a guy who doesn't care about defense. He cares. Jan Blachowicz, why do you think he's fighting when he's 43 years old? Because he cares about defense. He cares about keeping himself healthy. Sure, you could say Alonzo Menafield, he didn't care about defense, but also he didn't really have a game plan. Jiri Prochazka is not going to run at him like this, like Patty the Batty against Luigi Vendramini. KO me! No, not happening. Jiri can take punishment. Look at the Rakic fight. Jiri can persevere. Look at the Khalil Roundtree fight. Jiri can knock people out. Look at the Oezdemir and Reyes fight. Jiri can take damage to get knocked out himself and come back and win. Look at the Reyes fight. Jiri can win in the 5th round. Look at the Glover Teixeira fight. Berg, it's a 5-round fight. This isn't going to be a clean Jan Blachowicz, Oezdemir decision like he likes it, where he comes out, no cuts, no bruises, he can get back to his modeling. No. Not happening. Not on old Chase watch. Speaking of which, I just had a kid. Jiri Prochazka's fighting one of my favorite fucking fighters in the UFC. Israel Adesanya's fighting this weekend against salty man Joe Pyfer. This is an amazing time to be alive. I want to thank you all for listening, being subscribed to my channel, and following my content. We're going to be getting more weekly content out. I'm going to sneak it in. Babysitting time, nappy time, whatever it takes. Still amazing. This was locked up. $30. Locked up at the liquor store. Insane. So if it's not clear enough, I got Jiri Prochazka. I think he's going to be too much. He's going to be in the face of Carlos Ulberg, and he's going to hunt him down. The black jag, a natural predator of the South American rainforest. An apex predator, top of the food chain. Well, guess what, Jaguar? The tables have turned. I've brought an animal from my village that you can only imagine the strength of. A traditional beer at the airport. Sex with females. Rock climbing that no mortal man would be fearless of. Alone, I'm taking selfie videos and sending him DMs to UFC Instagram. In my stupid hat. I don't care about life. I don't care about myself. I don't care about my health or my wealth. Bring the storm. Let's go for that. Jiri Prochazka KOs this idiot in round 3 or round 4, hunts him down Rakic style, and clobbers him Kennedy and Chukwu style up against the fence. Great fight. I'm not going to predict every fight on this card. I mainly want to talk about the quality of the card. Is this a good card comparatively to UFC 326, Holloway Oliveira, opinion on that. UFC 325, Volk Lopez, opinion on that. I think so. We got Josh Van Tatsuro Taira. What's special about this fight? Well, it's 2 young guys. Probably neither one has reached their prime yet. 24 years old against 26 years old. We know the story with Josh Van. He got the title from Pantoja via injury. But he did beat the number 1 contender, Brandon Royval, to get there. And he did win that fight. Yeah, it was injury. Okay, he caught a kick. He threw him up. He wheelbailed him up. Hyperextended his elbow. That's what it is. He couldn't finish the fight. They both went in healthy. One guy walked out. One guy needed to be, with medical attention. Winner. Sorry about you. So that's Curtis Blades versus Josh Hokett. Josh Hokett has taken on the Hulk Hogan, Colby Covington shtick, and it's working for him. 28 years old. The guy looks very athletic. He's 2-0 in the UFC. Just beat the shit out of that mannequin, Denzel Freeman, Denzel Perryman, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Freeman, WWE Freeman. I don't fucking know. He beat the shit out of the guy. Josh Hokett, we don't really know. We don't know if he has the cardio. Similar to Tom Aspinall early in his career, just KOing people. We don't know when you get in those deep waters. Are you going to be able to keep your resolve, through starvation? And MacGyver yourself a paddle and a floaty to get to shore. Beat the breakers, go in, make camp, make fire, do the whole hard yards. Are you going to be able to do that? Josh Hokett, It's very early to tell. If you're betting on Josh Hokett, you're betting on a dream. You're betting on a myth right now. You're betting on a potential. I'm taking Curtis Blades. Sick matchup, though. I like when they throw the prospects in there like they did with Sugar Sean versus Petr Yan, like they're doing with Pyfer Adesanya, like they did with Benoit and Dustin Poirier, Rafael Fiziev, Justin Gaethje. It really shows you where these guys are at. And they can still bounce back. Look at Benoit Saint-Denis. He bounced back, up there. Sugar Sean, Petr Yan, that or somebody lose. Who cares? Doesn't fucking matter. Both guys could be at the top of the weight class. I like Curtis Blades, but I love the matchup. They're trying to get new blood at heavyweight. Interesting, young prospect. I like it. Reyes Walker, this is just going to be a Looney Tunes, someone getting KO'd, no defense, flipping and flopping around like fish, probably a double knockdown, 6 knockdowns in this one. Could be like Czech Congo versus Rose Namajunas' groomer. Could be just like that one. I think Reyes is better technically, but I think his chin's worse, which is crazy to say because we've seen Johnny Walker Looney Tune KO'd so many fucking times. The Ozdemir one was absolutely brutal. It was brutal. Anyway, this is just going to be a wacky one, a fun watch. Get the audience involved. They got it on CBS. I love it. Way better than Raul Rosas versus fucking Rob Font. Way better. I'll pay $200 to watch this fight. You couldn't get me to pay $2 for Rosas Rob Font. Azamat Murzakanov, Paulo Costa. A bit strange. I love the matchup. Think it's very exciting. Paulo Costa is hard to knock out. I just think Azamat Murzakanov deserves a prospect at 205, not a kind of washed up prospect that's a fan favorite at 185. Where does this really get him? Is he going to move up in the rankings here? I mean, for KO win over Alexander Rakic. Alexander Rakic has fought, Jiri Prochazka, Magomed Ankalaev. We know where Rakic is at. Paulo Costa lost to Marvin Vettori at 205. Marvin Vettori is on like a 5-fight losing streak at 185, and Paulo Costa lost to him at 205. I get it. I'm a Paulo Costa fan. I think he's funny. I like his sticking out the tongue against Yoel Romero. Uriah Hall, that was awesome. But recently, Kopylov fight. He came out with some different gusto, different blaze in his eyes, different life, different fire, but still, it's Paulo Costa. Azamat Murzakanov should be in a title eliminator. Maybe fighting, maybe Murzakanov versus Ankalaev. That could be a good one. Blachowicz, Murzakanov. They're running back Blachowicz, Bogdan Guskov for some reason. I don't know why. But either way, an action fight. Paulo Costa always brings entertainment. His fight with Luke Rockhold was awesome. His fight with Yoel Romero. He's got a couple stinkers as well. The Sean Strickland one, obviously. The Whitaker one was okay. Murzakanov comes out there to take your head off. He's 36 years old. He's not any younger. Let's get this guy in some big fucking fights for the doctor. Is that his nickname? The Professional. Look at this fucking guy. He's all business. We all know a bar owner, bar back, waiter, waitress, bartender that looks like this dude. Just a fat chunker that just had nothing else going. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to beat some ass. 12 wins by knockout. This guy just wins by knockout. 16-0, 12 wins by knockout, 10 wins in the first round. He's a marauder. He's a fucking marauder, dude. Azamat Murzakanov is the man, and I wish he was getting someone highly ranked at 205, but either way, it'll be a fun one. It'll be entertaining, and I'll definitely be tuned in. It adds to the card. Entertaining scrap. Very entertaining scrap. This is interesting, seeing if someone can break into the top 5, a prospect, 2 young guys going for a title, maybe even before their primes, and then we got the most entertaining fighter in UFC against a tactician, a technical guru who's only lost 1 time and is on a 7 or 8 fight winning streak. Epic main card. 10 out of 10 main. Well, this fight isn't the most stakes. This one's kind of a weird matchup, yet exciting. This one also, Josh Hokett, does he deserve it? But on excitement factor, 9.5. On matchmaking, 8.5. Still a great card. Let's go to the prelims. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico in the battle of the Bellator Ticks. You're a fucking little tick of a thing. The Bellator Ticks. You're an absolute tick. You little fucking tick of a thing. You're a fucking bone of a thing. We're celebrating, baby. The J way. Turn up. $30 locked up. Crazy. Also have a beer. Not sure if I'm going to get to it, but you guys know how I do. Double sunshine up in his hell. Brian Battle, Eblin. Brian Battle, up in his hell. America. Patricio Pitbull, Aaron Pico. Should be all violence. Love it. Kind of winner. The winner doesn't even really get a UFC win. Kind of a win still, weirdly enough. So if Pico wins this one, like he's kind of UFC, if you know what I'm saying. Although Patricio Pitbull does have a snoozer victory over Dan Ige. Sure. Love it, though. Should be entertaining. People have wanted it for years. In Bellator, people were calling for it. Fuck it. Let's go. It's going to be an entertaining scrap. Maybe Pico can get Pitbull to actually throw down and actually be fun and actually gain some fans. Because this motherfucker is the new melatonin Gamrot. He is a walking sleeping pill. I'm telling you. Fucking terrible. Snooze fest. Cub Swanson, Nate the Train. It's Nate the Train in the UFC, baby. You see that bicep? Clarksville. You see that bicep? It's Octagon J in the UFC, baby. Yeah. That was maybe not waking up. I have no fucking clue. I'm keeping an eye on her, though. That just got me amped up. We're drinking now. Great fight. Just a violent fight. Love it. Great matchmaking. Cub Swanson, he's retiring after this. Nate the Train always throws down. We're not giving Kevin Swanson a Grant Dawson or fucking Lance Palmer or fucking Aljamain Sterling. We ain't doing this bullshit. We're getting an all-out action brawl, baby. Clarksville. Cub Swanson's always prime, always live for a sick KO. I think he KOs Nate the Train, but baby, what a matchup. Mateusz Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics. Talk about entertainment. Esteban Ribovics had fight of the year against Daniel Zellhuber. Now we know Daniel Zellhuber is a bum. He lost to fucking Michael Johnson and fucking Bobby Green when they're both 40. So we know Zellhuber is a bum. Does that mean Ribovics is a bum? It could. Well, could. Two bums having a great war be the case, you know? Case we know Mateusz Gamrot's pretty high level. He's got a win over Arman Tsarukyan over 5 rounds, for God's sake. Now, it's a questionable win. Did he actually win that scrap? We don't really know. But, again, he has a win over Ludovic Klein. We know Ludovic Klein's pretty good. He has a win over... Who else has he beaten? He's beaten a lot of people. He's Jalen Turner. He beat Jalen Turner. He's beaten a lot of people. Now he does have a loss to Dan Hooker, Benil Dariush. So he's not the best of the best. It's Garam Kutadaladze. The question here is Ribovics going to have good takedown defense. But, again, it's a sick matchup. Ribovics is all action. Mateusz Gamrot is normally boring unless he's fighting an action fighter like the Dan Hooker fight, like the Charles Oliveira fight. When he fights against Ludovic Klein, when he fights against Jalen Turner, these idiots that can't stuff any takedowns, it's a snooze fest. And we don't fucking want that. So they're putting him in with Mr. Action himself, Esteban Ribovics. Ask Terrence McKinney how Ribovics feels in the cage. Pause. Kevin Holland, Randy Brown. Whoo, man. I guess they're falling out of favor with old Kevin Holland here, huh? Old Trailblazer, now Trailblazer. Batman, Street. Remember Jorge Masvidal with Street Jesus? Well, we got Street Batman. He used to be on main cards, fighting against Gunnar Nelson. Yeah, that was fight night. Fighting against, what was it, Daniel Rodriguez? That was on a fucking pay-per-view. I believe his fight with Mikhail Lashashik was also on a pay-per-view. Now he's like the fight down, where he belongs. He's kind of got murdered by Rainier de Ritter. Okay, got in his last fight. Who was his last fight? I don't even remember. He fights so often, bro. Mike Malott beat him. I mean, Mike Malott. Look at this. So he beat Vicente Luque. Okay, that was probably on the main card. Let's see if that was on the main card. Yep, it was on the main card. Loses to Daniel Rodriguez. Was that on the main card? That was the featured fight on the card. That was a great fight, by the way. Epic. For Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez was an amazing fight. Kevin Holland, Mike Malott, fight was okay. But just how the have changed. The tides have shifted. The tables have turned, might I say. Young grasshopper, young Jedi. Tables have turned. Oh my God. Michael Kiss, Nico Price. What the fuck are we doing? But love it. Love seeing Kevin Holland down on the card. This is a great matchup. For being the 10th, 9th on the card, Kevin Holland, Rude Boy, Mateusz Gamrot, Ribovics. early prelims. Cub Swanson, Patricia Bibble. I mean, these early prelims. Tatiana Suarez just fought for a belt against Zhang Weili. Kevin Gastelum, Vicente Luque. Two guys that have been ranked number 7, number 5, number 4, fought in high-level fights. All gas, no brakes. They just announced Chuck Buffalo, Charles Radke against Francisco Prado. Manuel Torres, Beneil Dariush fell off this card, but the opening fight is Kelvin Gastelum, Vicente Luque. Probably not, because it'll be Prado versus Chuck Buffalo, but still, Prado's all action. Chuck Buffalo's all action. I mean, these names. This is stacked. This is a stacked card. Look at the prelims for UFC 326. There's no names on this card. I don't understand why they do this. Dante Johnson just came off Dana White's contender. Cody Bumditch, guy fucking sucks. Ricky Tercio blows. Cody Durden, Nujemaral Temdemberal. Just insane. Suma Darji, Rafael Tobias, guy sucks. Balato. The 327 is awesome. Best fight card of the year so far. Best pay-per-view of the year. Paramount Plus finally whipping out their nuts, putting their dong on the table. I'm not beating my dong, but I'm eating your dong. Baby's waking up. Akche gotta fucking go. I'm out. Okay? I have a cap now. I gotta sneak this bullshit in for you guys. For you fucking guys, man. Here's the thing, guys. I want the Chechnyan whore next. For you fucking guys. UFC 328, Chimaev Strickland's going to be lit. But Papa J's out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Old Pop J's out. Keep drinking, keep celebrating, keep living. And we're going to keep knocking down big milestones because this channel is not going anywhere. And we're just going to keep building. Can't wait for Jiri Prochazka versus Oldberg. UFC 327 in Miami, Florida, the Sunshine State. Jiri Prochazka slays the Black Jag and lays claim to the best samurai on the roster. Down the hatch.